Hello to my Cappies. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading. Capricorns, Capricorns, Capricorns. Hopefully you all are having a great day. Thank you for all the comments that you all made in my previous video. I know you all can hear me just fine in this one. Yeah, we had 4 videos the last time. Again, this is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me. Right? So we are closing out this cycle. This reading is for 22nd/23rd, all the way through the 30th of May. All of my readings are timeless. And so you're going to see this reading whenever you're supposed to see it, Try to keep your vibrations high. The Judgment card, meaning Pluto, is still retrograde. And when Pluto is retrograde, Pluto just in general can take you on an emotional roller coaster. You can just keep that in mind and take you on an emotional roller coaster just in general. So if you can just keep that in mind, you'll be doing good. You're ahead of the game of life if you can keep that in mind, right? So it'll be retrograde for quite some time. So you just keep that in mind. Good, real good. So yeah, Pluto will be retrograde until October 14th, 2025. And so yeah, put that in your calendar. Download the information. Get real knowledgeable about these planets. Pluto is the planet of annihilation. It's a generational planet. It's the outermost planet. It's the Judgment card. It's the planet of death, rebirth, powerful transformations. It is one of Scorpio's ruling planets, and Scorpio is the death rebirth card, right? So a lot of people are going through like uprooting themselves, moving to new places, closing out cycles, doing all these things. And plus, you all are ruled by Saturn, right? Saturn is the karma planet. And so you are actually right now watching people go through karmic cycles. Like whoever you're around right now, you're watching yourself go through karmic cycles, watching other people go through karmic cycles. And so pay attention. So the moon right now, I believe, is in Pisces. Pisces rules 12th house. And so you want to pay attention to your surroundings. You want to pay attention to your surroundings as you're closing out of cycles and try not to get overwhelmed. If it's raining, that's a good thing. Wherever you are in the world, it's a really good thing. It's cleansing the earth. And so you want to start seeing water is a really good thing. That should be a reminder. Hey, oh, that's right. Let me pull my birth chart. Let me find out what my moon sign is. Every word I speak is with love and good intentions, right? So yeah, that's right. So remember, your card is the devil card. Remember, the devil is the author of confusion. So remember, the devil doesn't want you all, most of all, not to close out cycles. Wants you to keep you in this constant state of confusion. You don't know who to trust, who you should talk to, who you shouldn't talk to. And so keeping yourselves watered down like a plant, right? Remember, we just had a full flower moon in Scorpio. So you want to keep your water fresh, right? You don't want to get that water to get toxic. Whatever seeds God is planting in your mind, God, not people, right? But God is planting in your mind. You want to keep that water fresh, right? So if you're acting nervous all the time and scared and nervous all the and confused all the time, Source is saying, listen, get up, set an intention. Here's an intention. Every word I speak is with love and truth and good intention. That's right. Your sun sign is just as important as your moon sign. The energy that I was picking up before I even turned the camera on for you all is that you all have some bottom feeders around you. You all have some energies that kind of prey on your naivete. So let's get into it. Let's get right into it. So if you're anywhere where it's raining, or if it's not, it could be sunny wherever you are. Some people live in climates where it hardly ever rains, right? Get near water. Get near water. A moon in Pisces can be overwhelming for everybody because it's the last zodiac sign in astrology. And it's like the catch-all for all of everything that happened from Aries, which is the first house. Aries rules first house, and then Pisces rules 12th house. So it goes through all 12 houses, from the first house to the 12th house. and you may not even haven't even processed the first house of emotions, and you're at the 12th house of emotions trying to process, right? So your third eye could be still kind of, you know, foggy. So if you've been feeling like, okay, if you're feeling like your eyes are kind of cloudy, you know, like you feel like you need to clean your eyes out, your third eye, your pineal gland, but it could feel like your natural eyes are little, like you need to clean your eyes out, then maybe you need to listen to third eye chakra music, or get near water, drink some water, you know. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. 433, angels oversee. Yeah, ask for help. Just speak to love, right? You could be around some energies that for some reason it's their way or the highway. You can be talking to some energies that's calling something love, and you need to ask for help. And so you need to ask source for help. I'm telling y'all, listen, angels oversee. You may have been feeling lost. Yeah, this one I'm telling you. You may have been feeling lost. You may have been feeling lost as to which direction to go in life lately. Your angels acknowledge this and ask you to put your faith in them. Write down the decisions you've been putting off, then ask your angels for divine guidance about how to proceed. Draw another card while asking for insight into next steps. This three right here is like somebody's talking to energies instead of talking to source. You're talking to energies around you, like you're looking for guidance from people, and source is like you talk to the wrong energy. People are telling you that they love you, but somebody needs to learn their own love language. What is your love language? Look online. You have 5 love languages. What is your love language? This is what I keep trying to tell you. Somebody saying they love you. What is your love language? Yeah, victory. So your inspiration could be different. Somebody is stuck between 2 karmics that's disrupting your peace. And it's almost like you're being rushed to a victory line to do something, and you're confused. Yeah. So be content with what you've done. Recall the sacrifices you've made, the work you did, the truths you've uncovered. Your angels applaud you and send you celebratory energy. Show them that you receive it by thanking yourself out loud right now. Perhaps even dance and or sing along to your favorite happy song. Feel the divine flow through you. Yeah. You know, another energy I was picking up on, there gonna be some energies today that's gonna be apologizing to you all, because what I'm picking up on is what you all have been feeling is like almost like if you can't beat them, join them. That's what's been coming to me. Is like if you can't beat them, I might as well just join them, right? But I feel like I'm not moving fast enough. Y'all got to remember, you got some energies out here. This deals with the physical realm. This is fire. So something has come to light. I'm telling y'all, these some energies got some secrets. There's a reason why people are rushing you to something, right? They're still hiding something. So something has come to light already, right? Of some karmics, right? They're already telling you, oh, we are victorious over something. We won something. Slow down, Cowpo. We're still in a cycle, right? We're doing this because we love you, and you're sitting there on pause because your intuition is telling you something, and source is saying you better get somewhere and pray. Better get somewhere and pray. And what's coming to me is Psalm 23. And see, source is saying to somebody, I don't know who I'm talking to, and I'm not trying to push scripture or religion or anything on anybody. That's not my position because I'm not your God. Listen. But that's the scripture that's coming. Go boldly before the throne. This is not no please, please, please. You don't know what, who knows. People make connection. This right here talks about the heart chakra. This is air element. People make connections every day. People talk to people. And people are praying for you because somebody is still operating in the physical sense. Might still like, okay, I don't believe stuff until I see it. So you still have people praying for you, but somebody's gonna have to learn how to pray for themselves. So Psalm 23, I'm telling you, Source is preparing a table in the midst of your enemies. I'm trying to tell you. And you're looking right at some energies right in your face. I'm trying to tell y'all. Yeah. You can't see it right now. You can't see it right now. That's why people are rushing you. That's why people are rushing you. So let's get into some tarot. Get into some tarot. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. That's why some people are on pause, confused, don't know what's going on, overwhelmed. You got some bottom feeders around you. You got some people. I had a vision on my walk one day. I was near a river and I saw a large rat swimming in the river, right? And so whenever you're out, remember there's spiritual symbolism to things, right? So when you're seeing things, Source is trying to help you all with your spiritual gifts. So whenever you see something, you need to take a minute and journal these things, right? Because a lot of people have spiritual gifts and don't take a minute to journal. You're just going about your business and going about your day and not making a connection. So Source is trying to help you learn how to make a connection, right? So somebody wants to end this moving. So you're learning how to, your spirit is really learning how to go along with God's flow and learning how to see something from a higher frequency about triangulation and how, and the reason why people turn people against each other, right? So somebody's learning how to understand what triangulation means and why are people rushing you in particular to all this state of confusion? Why you in particular? Why your spirit, Capricorn? Why is it such a rush for you to grow up in particular? You. Why is it such a rush for you to grow up? Yeah. So you have some idea of who's behind all this moving around. You have ideas, but somebody need to get somewhere to pray. And you need to get outside in the air during the daylight. It doesn't matter if it's cloudy, raining, but that sun is still illuminating the sky. And you need to move around in a car, go driving, walking, something under that sunlight near water to calm your anxiety down. Because people doing victory dances. So you can learn how to put a manhole cover over the past. Because somebody lied to you about something and they dragged you into some stuff. So here we have the Queen of Pentacles. People drag you into some stuff. Yeah. So you have a lot of ideas about things that you want to do moving forward. And that's what you want to focus on. That's what you want to focus on. It's time for you to put a manhole cover over the past of the confusion. Because that's what the devil does. The devil is the author of confusion. Somebody is sitting right in the face of, like the devil would make you, the Source would make your enemies your footstool. Somebody is literally sitting around. It's like Sources. I feel like looking at your cards here, there are going to be some energies that's going to be apologizing to you all. I'm telling y'all, they're going to be apologizing. You may not see it right now because you're still looking for the physical. Something has your head spun around like a doll baby, for real. I'm not saying this to even be funny, but yeah, you're going through a tower moment. You're going through a tower moment. You're divinely protected because you're being prayed for while you're being prayed upon. I'm not even surprised the tower card came out. This tower card. Somebody feel like they are tripped out right now, completely tripped out. Like, okay, is this a dream? Like what? Right now, alcohol is not your best friend. It's not. You don't need to be drinking nothing but water. You need to be focused for real. You need to be near water. That's right. You need to be in a cool, calm, collected. Because what God is trying to do is emotionally mature you. That's what God is trying to do. Emotionally mature you. So you can learn how to put the past behind you, because some people have been around master manipulators. who felt like you needed to grow up. It is not their decision to force you to grow up. That's what I've been saying to you all. I'm talking to men and women Capricorn. It's like you all came out the womb very wise. And that's why I said this jokingly. What was it, a couple of years ago when I did you all's reading? Is like y'all are like usually those wise little kids, you know, men and women Capricorns. Um, the wise little kids is always like kind of trying to keep everything structured like in the family. Like y'all can see little Capricorn kids trying to keep everybody in line in the family, right? Where people are like, they're so grown, you know, that kind of thing. But it's like y'all just really need structure, right? So it's not necessarily that y'all trying to control people, but there are some people who sort of resent that structure that you all need. And so there were some karmics who wanted to drag you and someone into a destiny swap, but it was so unhealthy and so wounding around money and around, you know, the 3-letter S word that y'all gotta be careful about saying it on you know, social media. Want to drag you and somebody into something that somebody just got lost. So it's almost like somebody had to bully, like force you into something, like coerce you into something, like almost like you on a trip somewhere. And so source is saying to you, listen, you have some idea of who's behind what, but it has to be more than just an idea. It's one thing when you feel like, okay, I can't beat them, so I have to join them. It's the intention behind something and saying, okay, I may not be able to outnumber people. I may feel like I'm being bullied, but at that moment, Source is trying to remind somebody you are a prayer warrior. At that very moment, God help me. That's that. God help me. There's this guy who was given a testimony. You feel like, okay, your back is against the wall, right? This right here. You could be a man or woman, doesn't really matter, skin color, whatever. This is right here. It's genderless in tarot, just so we're crystal clear, right? Back is against the wall. God help me. This is where you tap into source. Back is against the wall, right? You poured out this cup, this cup, this cup, this cup, right? Let's say, for instance, okay, I've tried writing a book. I've tried reading cards. I've tried singing a song, or writing a song, writing the creating cards. What? Okay. Remember, we have the creator inside of us, so there's always something to do, right? You can go deliver food. You can go. So when you talk about moving your ego out of the way, that's like, okay, removing embarrassment and shame of who's judging you. Oh, I thought, okay, I thought that you would have been bigger than that by now. How'd you go from? What I'm thinking about is this the actor I was telling you all about who people teased, the actor who was on the Cosby Show, the one that played the oldest daughter's husband, and then he went to go work at a grocery store, a grocery food store, and people were teasing him. His face was splattered all over the tabloids, and he was working an honest job, and people were just like judging him and had pictures of him everywhere and those kind of things. Okay, so what? He's working an honest job. Okay, and people have to go work a 9 to 5, a regular job, right? And right. Then the young lady who, what's her name? She played. What was the name of the show? Um, Plenty of people, you know, in creative, you know, creative spaces. Anyway, somebody lied to you about something, right? And at that very moment when you feel like your back was against the wall, that's when somebody needs to start praying about something. So right now somebody's like, okay, now you know that, okay, there was somebody who was behind some kind of a lie that pulled you down into a place of maybe depression and sadness, tears, that somebody was you know, there was a master manipulator behind something. There was a master manipulator behind something trying to divide you from something, right? For some kind of victory, some kind of victory. And so now somebody's like, okay, I feel like I've been taken on some kind of a trip. I feel like I've been taken onto some kind of a trip. Yeah. Yeah. So what was somebody promised? What was somebody promised? Somebody was promised stardom. Somebody was promised a star, promised some kind of star, telling somebody was back is against the wall, that somebody was dragged into something. Yeah. All for people's wishes to be fulfilled, right? 5 and 4 is 9. That's wish fulfillment, right? But what was in the middle of it was some kind of master manipulation. That was in the middle of something, some kind of master manipulation. But it was all in an effort for a person to make you grow up, right? Instead of source telling you, okay, you could have gone directly into tapping into the living water inside of you. So here's something else. So now something is closed out. The 7 of Cups, something is closed out, right? So emotionally, 7 and 4 is 11. So it's to say it's time for somebody to learn how to walk through an initiation. 4 and 7 is walking through God's initiation, literally like saying, okay, you need to walk through like source's initiation instead of humans' initiation. When humans create some kind of initiation for you to walk through, it's like, no, I need to pray about it. I need time to process something. I need time to process. And people are rushing you. We need to hurry up. We need to move. We need to go. We need to go. You need to hurry up, make a decision right now because so and so, this, that, and the, this is going on, that's going on, dragging you into some mess just for somebody to be a star, telling somebody's responsible for something, dragging you into some mess, and you believe it. You believe a lie to a point that might having a nervous breakdown, even though you have a memory of your own to go back on. So source is trying to help somebody to see, like I said, every word you speak is with love, truth, and good intention. Looking at your cards now, because here we have the 2 of Cups here. When you're dealing with somebody who is a soulmate, somebody had to use, like I said, the 3-letter S word to lure you into something, to drag you into something. That had to be the bait for you. That is why I talk about water so much. Be very careful of who you're dating, who you're around. If you're in an environment where there's always that, there's always, that's just flowing. The devil is in the details. Devil is in the details. That is where you're praying for strength. The devil is in the details. The devil is in the details. And people know that mentally you're depressed and you feel like your back is against the wall and you're confused all the time. And I'm not really sure. Stuff is going through the air. People are talking. So people are talking. So right now, there's some ties being cut. Right now, there's some ties being cut. And somebody could be confused right now because some ties are being cut because there's been a lot of pouring out. A lot of pouring out. Um, And so somebody is finally just moving on. Somebody is finally moving on. So you may be okay with that. You may be okay with destiny swapping. So, but that may be the end of it. That may be the end of it. So there may be somebody I feel like that for you, that may be the breakthrough that somebody needed to move on. Maybe either you're doing the cutting off or somebody else be cutting you off. So that you can move on from something, from something so that you can thrive, so that you can finally just thrive, right? Yeah, because people are well aware of the character assassination. At this point, there's been a lot of things that's been said behind someone's back, and it got back to them a long time ago. It got back to them a long time ago. So, yep, this is hindsight right here. Here's the Eight of Cups here, Eight of Cups. So what I'm looking at here in your cards is, so this has happened to you and to someone else, right? So what was created for you, Capricorn, is to see how far you would go for stardom and to see how far someone else would go for stardom, right? So Source used a master manipulator for you and someone. It could have been you and a friend, right? To see if it would break you and a friend up, to see if you and a friend would go your separate ways, like what you and somebody would do for stardom, right? And create, this is water right here, created something. Remember, this is a devil. Devil is in the details, right? So you and a friend could have started out, or you and a loved one, we'll just put it to someone, you and a loved one, right? This right here is solar plexus, and this is right here is heart chakra, right? This is the physical realm, but this is the gateway between the physical and the spiritual realm, right? So what Source is trying to help somebody to learn how to see is how easy it is for people to get looped into a karmic cycle. If you're still kind of sort of stuck on waiting to see things before you believe it, then you'll keep getting sucked into other people's karmic cycle. You'll keep getting sucked into people's karmic cycle. So right now, somebody still has a choice as to still this right here, this person is traveling right here. Again, but this connects us to, again, seeing something from a higher frequency, because this also speaks to some degree, the LGBTQIA plus community, seeing something from a higher frequency and how people can create something around a whole narrative around, and how people can manipulate a situation around calling people a snake around something just to have wishes fulfilled. And so you'll be seeing something in hindsight. You'll be seeing something in hindsight is how lies can be created, all because somebody's a part of a community, and that's eighth house. Like eighth house would be like eighth house, Scorpio connects us with eighth house. Like you could know a Scorpio that's a part of a particular community, and how people will keep things that part of their lives, even if they're asexual, even if it's a person who is not sleeping with anybody, they have no attraction to anybody whatsoever. Somebody will still, because they're part of a community, or even if they just support a community, even if they are an adulterer or an adulteress, that A could mean adulterer or an adulteress. For other people, it could mean that. And so I feel like there's some people who are going to be apologizing to you because they felt like, even if you're not a part of a community, even if you were just being sensitive to and supportive of that particular community, some energies had to bully you to be, if you can't beat them, then you have to join them. The downside to it is you had to prove what side that you were on. And so the karmic part comes in, is what you may have done to have to prove that you were actually team them, right? Instead of going directly to, source in prayer. So did you say or do something to prove, that you were team them? And that's what somebody may have to answer for. So it's one thing to say, okay, I need to, especially if it's energies that have poured a lot into your creativity. So let's say, for instance, you had that friend that drove 50, 60 miles to make sure, you were at every gig. They use their gas money, but they were, part of the LGBTQIA plus community. or they set up nights helping you with your papers for school or whatever the case may be. But as soon as it got time for you to, you know, reach your star, your north node, you just kind of was oh so scared to even be associated with them. You talked about them behind their back. I don't want to have any, you feel like your back was against the wall. So well, I don't really know them, and said something about them because people say, oh, you associated with them. That's going to delay your star. That's what's going to come out. That's what's going to come out. So that's what Source is trying to help people learn how to do, is like stand your ground, enforce your boundaries. That's what Saturn is all about, is that karmic that can come back around. Yeah. Whether you're drinking, it doesn't really matter. The Seven of Cups, again, devil is in the detail. So we're going from eight of cups back to seven. Back to seven. So something is coming back. Something is coming back around. So somebody's gonna be like, in hindsight, they didn't see how something could come back. They didn't see how a snake could bite you, like how something could come back to bite somebody. Like, oh my God, if I had even just in hindsight is 2020. Like how something could come back to bite somebody, how somebody could have saw something or recorded something or mirrored something, or like what the heck, how the heck did, yeah, Knight of Wands here. Yeah, so somebody says something about somebody being, having a lustful spirit, sleeping around a lot, all of these men or women in and out of something. Like somebody is now like, and somebody recorded that. Somebody recorded something, basically calling somebody a garden tool. Something somebody said about somebody who poured a lot into them. Something was said and somebody recorded it. Yeah, Seven of Swords. Yeah, something was said about somebody behind their back. And so somebody is going to hold somebody responsible for saying something about somebody behind their back. So, yeah, Two of Wands here. Yeah. So somebody now has an idea of who said what, what somebody said behind someone's back. There's fire energies. Somebody who said they had your back, and somebody who said they had your back, but now they're going to use it. They're going to use something behind, use something against you. And so again, Source is saying, when you're around energies that, when you're around energies that, here, sit down, have a drink, such and such and such and such, trying to, you have an idea of like who you're, sometimes it's a good idea just to move it along. It's like, nah, just move it along. And some people are just looking for some kind of a win. Here we have the Magician card, Dark Magician energy. Dark Magician energy. Sometimes it's a good idea to just, especially if somebody already told you ahead of time, hey, that's not really your friend. They ain't really your friend. Individuality. Every person has their own personalized study plan in this earth school. Yeah. Yeah. If somebody is basically saying that, I don't know if this is your friend, but somebody is basically saying you were trying to bring a tower down, like you created something that tried to bring a tower down on someone that you considered as a friend or someone that you love, all for fame. So remember, you all ruled 10th house. You all ruled 10th house. 10th house deals with the masculine aspect of things, and fire would be the masculine aspect of things. But it's like you were trying to put a blowtorch to somebody. So this is again where prayer, I feel like you are divinely protected. But again, this is kind of like a lesson really to somebody, like be very careful, that every word that you speak is with with love and good intention. But somebody was definitely around some bottom feeders, some people who just like, some liars who said that they had your back, they were your friends, they were, but lying to you about some stuff, trying to drag you into some mess. And somebody would not listen to some energies who kept trying to tell you these are not your friends, these are not your friends. Somebody just kept feeling like, oh, you don't like anybody. You just don't. He kept trying to tell you, be careful, be careful, be careful. Pay attention, be careful. These energies will trade your life what is in a heartbeat. That's destiny swapping. When you're around people who feel like things come to you too easily and people trying to tell you, nourish your body, nourish your temple, eat the right foods. This people walking in your house and looking at your life, it like, like you hear celebrities say all the time about their kids. They worked hard for that. That's their kids are poor. They not. They saying that's the stuff they worked hard for. But so when somebody gets to a point where somebody says, they may have to just go ahead and move on, and you just like, oh, okay, like no big deal. That's when you get to a point where you almost feel like you taking a person for granted that has poured so much out that somebody just at the point like, okay, you just don't even care. So, but Source is trying to help somebody to see that you have two energies that said they had your back. These energies betrayed you. These two energies, it's two energies that betrayed you. They may be apologizing to you, but then you gotta ask yourself, was it even worth it? Was it worth it? Because something has ended. Something has ended. So that's what Source is trying to tell you. The devil card, I'm telling you, the devil is the author of confusion. Source will put energies right in your face to see if you would be willing to betray the very energies that poured the most into you. The people that, invested in you. Would you go, would you really, really go like savage on those energies? Would you go savage and somehow justify, oh, well, people have gone savage on me, so I guess I can go savage on them too? Or would you sit down and have a warm conversation with those energies to find out the truth directly from those energies? Or will you just go right into impulsive behavior and believe some kind of a lie about something? So something was a test for somebody, but the outcome is going to be the result of a test. But some people will be, like I said, apologizing to you for something, but for trying to drag you into something. But somebody needs to put a manhole cover over just believing everything you hear. Everything you hear, and half of what you, like I said, what you see, because something was created to see if you would believe it, and that's what it is. So hopefully you can hear me very well in this. Put a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you can't hear this video. But like I said, angels oversee. You're going to start asking God for help, and be content with, like I said before, with what you've done, with what you've created. Learn how to be content with what you've created, the life that you created. Stay focused with your creativity, turn your visions into reality, exhibit some willpower and your desire. Be grateful for people out here working hard to try to collaborate, but you want to be around people that's going to keep you enlightened, not people who do stuff in the dark, behind people's backs, trying to drag you into some kind of dark mess. But that is what I have for you. Hopefully this is helpful. Again, this is a general reading, so take only what resonates with you. If you're interested in a personal reading, my information is down below. But remember that devil card, devil is the author of confusion. The whole goal is to keep the Capricorn confused, keep you in a state of confusion. So y'all need to, of all zodiac signs, everybody, but stay in prayer for real, Capricorn. Y'all need to stay in prayer. Everything needs to come to a halt. For real. Everything needs to come to a halt. Nope, I need to pray about it. I need to get near water. Be disciplined like as these athletes. A lot of them will be like, nope, before whatever is going on. I'm not engaging in this activity or that activity weeks ahead of time. I need to be focused. So that's the source trying to help somebody learn how to do. Get focused. That's what I have for you. Bye.